Good morning. It is 6:13 a.m. on Wednesday, December 11th, and I started singing the intro for mysterious reasons. It's sometimes a thing that I like to do. Singing is fun. Try it, won't you? I had no plans to do that at all. It just happened, and I rolled with it because that's fun. At this point, I feel like I'm doing crowd work. How's everybody doing tonight? How are you doing? I hope you're having a good time. I think part of that is that last night's session of So Many Levels featured the heroes at a big gala hosted by a fake queen, so I was in hostess mode. Yeah. Um, oh, goodness, excuse me. Um, hmm. Yeah, still a little bit groggy. We got snow last night, so driving this morning. It's not a big deal, snow, but driving this morning I think is probably a little bit slick. And just we're certainly into winter proper now, which I definitely, as I've said before, I have uh, sympathy and empathy with the folks who really hate the winter. I get that, um, but I kind of like it. Not, well, I think what I like, and I've said this before too, is I like a variety of weather. I don't want it to be the same all the time. So, if it were winter forever, I wouldn't like that. But also, if it were summer forever, I wouldn't like that. Spring forever, fall forever. No. Seasons. That's what I like. But, yeah, that stuff. I've done a pretty good job in the last week and a half of trying to get back into a workout routine. So hopefully I'll continue that today. That's the plan. And otherwise, I'm kind of, I'm releasing the audio version of my Ironsworn play session, one piece at a time, trying to get everything else sort of pushed through and uploaded and doing the things. What else? I don't know. I'm just suddenly blanking on other discussion points. Hmm. I realized yesterday that a lot of the TV shows, there's a few shows that, like, in theory, I want to watch, but I'm just not making time for them, or I'm just not paying as much attention. Um, but maybe that's actually kind of a mixture of things where one of the shows in particular I was thinking of is his Dark Materials, which had a new episode on Monday, but I kind of, I didn't watch it on Monday when I could have. And we're only a couple of days past, but it's not even, so it's not like I'm taking a ridiculously long time to watch it, but I'm just sort of like, I don't know, I don't feel in a hurry to watch it. There's other things that I feel like I'd rather do, and I'm like curious, so I sort of vaguely feel like, oh, I'll eventually watch it, but I haven't made it a priority. And that might be more of a reflection on that show, which, again, as I've said before, I sort of feel like on paper, I feel like I should like it more than I actually do. It has good elements. Um, and although I am a fan of Rick and Morty as a show, while certainly acknowledging that the fandom of the show does have its awful people. That's true of a lot of different fandoms. But I've always liked the show. But I don't know. I kind of this, you know, there's a slight weirdness to this season. Not like I'm not even pointing to the actual episodes, but like the delay between seasons, and then I think what it is actually part of it is that I've got some ambivalent feelings about not even the show. I So right now, part of the reason that this is a little incoherent is that I really haven't even in my own head thought through this process yet. But I've been a big fan of the Harmontown podcast for a while now, and that just ended. They decided to stop doing it, and they had their last show. And I have not yet listened to the last episode, partly because there's an element of like, well, then it's over, right? And so I think maybe I have extrapolated that feeling onto the new Rick and Morty episode. It doesn't help that Rick and Morty premieres its episodes at 11:30 p.m. on Sunday night, which is definitely too late for me to stay up and watch it. Anyway, now that rambling incoherence has lasted longer than 5 minutes, I'm going to close it and I'll talk to you tomorrow for 5 more minutes.